Last night was President Trump's first address to a joint session of Congress. And I want to read to you what Van Jones, who is, of course, a Trump critic, a liberal, and this is in the Washington Post, I want to read to you what he had to say about it. He said that Trump's tribute to Navy SEAL Ryan Owens, who died in a raid in Yemen, was, quote, one of the most extraordinary moments you have ever seen in American politics, period. And that it was the moment that Trump became president of the United States. He said during Trump's remarks, cameras trained on Owens' widow, Karen Owens, with tears streaming down her face and facing her, Trump said her husband's legacy was etched into eternity. And then they go on, they have his full commentary, and he said, for people who have been hoping that maybe he would remain a divisive cartoon, which he often finds a way to do, they should begin to become a little bit worried tonight, because that thing you just saw him do, if he finds a way to do that over and over again, he's going to be there for 8 years. Now, let me tell you something. When he said a divisive cartoon, the people who were divisive cartoons last night were the Democrats who sat there, most of them in white, these women in white. They were the divisive cartoon. They showed that they would refuse to join with Donald Trump in pursuing the common good for the American people. They're all about their self-interest, all about their self-aggrandizement, all about their petty politics, their petty political careers. And they showed this by refusing to applaud for this Navy SEAL's widow, sitting there on their hands. We showed that to you. But then it got even worse. At one point, they booed Donald Trump when he talked about helping people who have been the victims of crimes committed by immigrants, violent crimes committed by illegal immigrants, foreign citizens here illegally. And he wants to set up a program to help them. He said, we must support the victims of crime. I've ordered the Department of Homeland Security to create an office to serve American victims. He said the office is called VOICE, Victims of Immigration Crime Engagement. We're providing a voice to those people who have been ignored by our media and silenced by special interests. And the Democrats booed him. I tweeted that out live. I was live tweeting the speech last night. And I said, wow, that truly is amazing. It really shows where they're coming from. They are the divisive cartoons. They continue to go further down. And I thought it was interesting because he introduced the father of one of the people who was killed, a black man, Jamil Shaw, father of Jamil Shaw II, who was a 17-year-old high school student when he was killed by Pedro Espinoza, an illegal immigrant. And he was interviewed on Fox News Channel, Fox and Friends, and he said, I was like, man, you know, what do they want? They don't want nothing but division and bickering. They don't want to solve any problems. They don't want to help kids or husbands or family members that have been murdered by illegals. I mean, just the way they did that was so disrespectful. But it's bigger than them, so I just keep on moving. I just ignore them like they ignore me. See, we're all understanding now, black and white. We understand that these Democrats are about nothing but themselves. And they will put together a demographic that they think can keep these demagogues elected. And I think they were the big losers last night. And I want to just throw this in. Just within the last week, we've seen a guy who was an ISIS car bomber. Now, we talk about vetting these immigrants who come in. They say, oh, this is awful. You're keeping people out of here simply because they're Muslims. And it's like, these are 7 countries that Barack Obama went to war with. He sent bombs. He sent troops there. So maybe you should have said something about that if you don't think the people are dangerous. But nevertheless, take a look at this particular situation. We've got a guy who was apprehended in 2001, 2002. He was held in Gitmo for 2 years, from 2002 to 2004. And when he was released, his name was Ronald Fiddler. He was a UK citizen who was in Pakistan there to fight. They thought he was part of the Taliban. And after they released him, he said he was tortured in Gitmo. And so the British government gave him £1 million, about $1.5 million, as compensation. He wasn't amused. He went back to fight, to continue to do this fighting, and he blew himself up in a car bomb in Iraq. So all these people who say they're going to do extreme vettings, they're against any vetting. We just don't even have to do vetting. Think about the fact they had this guy at Gitmo for 2 years and they still didn't know what he was about. They still let him out. They still gave him compensation, $1.5 million, and then he continued to do that.
In case you haven't heard, InfoWars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. InfoWars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the InfoWars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. InfoWars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the InfoWars store that are only available for InfoWars Prime subscribers. That's InfoWars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.